Okay, sing your ABCs now. Sing your ABCs. What's your name? What's your name? Brody. I did. So I had, I hate to say it now, but I had all those fearful thoughts of what our life could possibly look like if, our kid had, possible a lot of health issues and everything, and, all the hopes and dreams you have for your kid if they would go to college and all this stuff. And looking back now on, how we are today and what I've learned about Down syndrome and everything, that was, very foolish of me to think that way. But as I've been talking to other families, that's pretty much like the stages that pretty much everyone has gone through. You go through those stages of grieving, and then you realize, like, we don't put limits on him, and he can do whatever he wants to and puts his mind to, and he's done so much in his almost 5 little years of life than I've done in my 41, and he amazes us every day. Brody goes to a Montessori school. Ladybug. We're gonna put the glue here. And he's thriving. He absolutely loves it. This will be his 3rd year there. They treat him just like any other kiddo. And he has so many friends there. The older kids love him, love to come up, give him hugs. He gives the best hugs ever. They play with him. He learns from them. And him attending a school with all neurotypical kiddos not only benefits Brody, but it benefits them as well, because they can see that, yes, Brody might be a little different, but they're just alike, just like you and I, and just treat them the same.
Stage. Where do you want that stage? Right here? I'll get the next piece.
He does a lot of therapies. He does equine therapy, and he also does another special type of therapy called DMI, Dynamic Movement Intervention.
You gonna show him where to go? Let's go. Let's go do it.
And this type of modality of therapy is becoming more popular among occupational therapists and physical therapists to get certified in it. It works really well for kiddos with cerebral palsy, hypotonia, and it just gets them just to fire their muscles all over their body, build new neuro pathways in their brain.
Switch legs, ready? 3, 2, 1.
It just helps them accomplish so much more and a lot faster.
Therapy approaches, a lot of times when you teach a kid to walk, you're like guiding them by holding them by their hand, but in DMI they're doing all distal progression, so they're holding like waist, right, which means like they have to control their trunk. They hold below the knee. Now I have to control like my knees, my hips, my trunk, and if you hold at the ankle, then we're like controlling everything from there up. So I love working with Brody. Spicy but great. We always have a good time. He makes me work. But he's come so far. Oh, you're welcome. I'll see you next week, okay?
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Give me a kiss.
Kiss me.
Give Daddy a kiss.
Aw,
Yeah.
thank you.
Bye.
When I first received the news of potential Down syndrome, it really didn't affect me too much. I don't know if I want to say it hit me, but I just had kind of faith to know that even though that was a potential outcome of our son, that it wasn't going to affect him or affect our relationship. So it was more so helping my wife to kind of see the silver lining that even though he may have Down syndrome, everything's going to work out. There's a plan in the end, and everything that has a plan will work out.
And she says, there's a 90% chance of your baby having Down syndrome. Me being a nurse, it scared me because I was just fearful. The only thing I knew about Down syndrome is the possible medical problems that they could have and that could arise. So that put fear in me, and I went through all the stages of grief and denial. My husband took it very well. He was very supportive. He said, God gave us Brody. He knew what he was doing, which is very true. He'll be fine. He'll be perfect. We prayed over him every night during our pregnancy.
Seeing how he interacts and watching him, he's just a complete blessing, and kind of teaches me how to be more human and be more loving and kind to people. We were given a packet kind of from a local group, and my wife didn't really want to look at it, didn't even want to think about it, just take it out of her head. So we didn't we were still hoping that he didn't have Down syndrome, because it's kind of a chance that he did. So, but I kept that packet, kept it at my office, and then, once she was ready to kind of do some research into it, that's when I brought it home and started looking at it.
At the time, I was still in denial, going through stages of grief and everything, and I told my husband to actually throw it away, and I'm glad that he didn't. He hid it from me somewhere that I couldn't find, and then when I came to him ready to look at the resource and learn more about Down syndrome than what I just knew from a nursing standpoint, he gave it to me, and it was very, very resourceful. And then that's when I started researching more about Down syndrome and the local what's out there in the community for support, because support is everything. And that's how I really got involved with Friends. I took over the organization that actually gave me that packet, resourceful packet. I am now the executive director and president of it. I got the city of Tampa to illuminate blue and yellow, which is the awareness colors for Down syndrome. I spoke in front of Pasco County commissioners, and they declared March 21st World Down Syndrome Day, and they lit up blue and yellow their historic bridge in Pasco County. So on that day, we had a gathering in downtown Tampa at Old City Hall, and there was about 100 of us there. We had a couple news stations come down as well to report on it, so it just spreads more awareness within our community. Some people might be fearful to approach or don't know how to approach someone with Down syndrome or special needs. And we want to try to change that. They live life in the moment, and he's taught me to live life in the moment. He's so empathetic too, very empathetic. He doesn't like to see anybody upset at school. If one of his friends are crying, he'll go over and he'll put his arm around them and do a little tap on their shoulder or give them a hug. He is very empathetic. Every life is worthy. And you guys going around the country doing this is amazing, because the world needs to know. How amazing everyone is, no matter what their ability,
We're the filmmakers behind this, and we're also a father and son. He's the father, I'm the son, and
in case you couldn't tell.
Why are we doing this? Because we, a few years back, were not in this Down syndrome community. We don't have any direct family members with Down syndrome, so we get asked a lot, how did you end up here?
Yeah,
why are you guys...
What's your connection to the Down syndrome community?
Right, and what's your motivation to keep putting out these stories? Why we've both quit our jobs and we're pursuing this full time? It's because we met Jay, who was adopted by a family friend of ours, and you can see his full story, learn about his adoption and everything in one of our recent videos. Fill them in real quick on what happened when we met Jay.
Yeah, so it didn't take long to fall in love with Jay. He's just full of charisma and love and joy. And then when Jay found out that we were filmmakers, he suggested we make a film about him. And so did just that. Well, didn't make the film yet, but wrote the screenplay. and now we're working to raise the money to make the film. And in the process, we started studying about Down syndrome and got into the community. And once we got into the community, we fell in love and saw so many stories. It wasn't just the one story about Jay, there's so many stories. And that's why we're doing Stories Made with Love.
Right. We saw all these comments on our social media posts. We were just posting about Jay and his dream to be a movie star, but so many people were relating in the comments. And we just saw these beautiful stories and we thought, these stories deserve more than just a comment on a Facebook post. We want to travel the country, maybe even the world, and sit down and interview these people, get to see Brody. To see Brody in person left a huge impact on us. So we love doing this, and we could do this forever, but ultimately we started this mission of telling these stories because we're on the bigger mission to bring Jay's story to the full screen, the big screen, and have it be a film that will touch people's lives around the world.
Absolutely. It has the potential to make an impact like no other film has in the past. So we would love your support going forward. Check out madewithlovethemovie.com, and you can help us by making a donation, whatever you can. Or if you know somebody that has influence or the means to get something like this done, somebody in the movie business maybe, send one of these videos to them and see what happens. So we appreciate you guys watching and look forward to coming to a city near you.
And one more thing I want to tell them about is Friends, the organization that Ashley is the executive director and president of. We want you to go support them and everything that they're doing. So also in the description, along with our website, will be their website. So you can check them out, follow them, because they are doing incredible things in Tampa. So check them out, and we love you.
We love you.
Nothing like a kiddo's belly laughs.